All right, what's up, y'all? AWB, I'm back at it. Go ahead and just went to watch a couple videos with y'all. I'll wait for a few people to come in here or to show up, and I'll go ahead and get started. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. I know it's pretty early right now. Maybe what time is it now for y'all? I'm around 11, 12. So it's kind of late. It's the day just it's 10:13 a.m. for me right now. So I might not see a few people in here. That's all good. We'll still go ahead and get started.
Get your hands out of your pocket! Get your hands out of your pocket! Do it now! Get over the get in front of my car.
So we're at the Civil Rights Lawyers channel right now, and the video we're watching is titled "Cops Killed an Innocent Man and Got Away with It Until Now."
Put your hands on your head. Get your hands out of your pocket. Get your hands out of your pocket. Do it now. Get over in front of my car. Get in front of my car.
At around 9 p.m. on February 12th of 2023, a single state trooper responded to reports that an individual was walking along a highway near Martinsburg, West Virginia.
I just got dropped off. Put your hands on top of your head. Put your hands on top of your head. Do it now. Put your hands on top of your head. Do it now. Put it on your head. Do it now.
That man, 45-year-old Edmund Exline, wasn't alleged to have committed any crime. Yet within minutes, he would be chased, tased multiple times, and beaten. He ended up dying at the scene in part from multiple blunt force injuries and multiple discharges of a taser.
So what did he say when he got out with him? His eyes. It was all in his eyes. And he started digging his hands in his pockets. So initially I drew on him. And then like... It's all right. Man, it's your fault.
The governor was appalled by the footage and ordered the state police to take a second look.
I've seen the video. The video is very, very concerning.
A lawsuit was filed that was just settled a couple of months ago. After the settlement, the body cam footage was released. In response to that body cam footage, the state police said, well, we investigated ourselves and we did nothing wrong. But now the real internal investigation report has been discovered that shows that they were lying. And it shows that this is not this officer's first time. In fact, he is a really bad cop. So you need to see this and you need to spread the word, spread the footage. As both a content creator and a lawyer, I know that privacy is important, but many people are just completely oblivious to the fact their private data is collected and traded online by shady data brokers. Data brokers create shadow profiles on you that include a frightening amount of personal details. These insights are then used without your knowledge or consent by insurance companies, banks, businesses, and even the government. I use a product called Incogni that not only tracks down the data brokers that have your information, but they also have that information and private data completely removed. It's super easy. Just create the account and you don't have to do anything else. It just sort of works in the background, continuously removing your private data off the interwebs. As of today, Incogni has located my private information with 312 different data brokers, and to date, they have had that data deleted with 260 of these data brokers, with 52 others still in progress. This would be a difficult and lengthy process to attempt, even with my experience and legal expertise. 195 hours of it, to be exact, but I haven't had to do anything. You just set it and forget it. Incogni does it all for you, which is fantastic. So check out Incogni using the link below or go to incogni.com/civil to get an exclusive 60% off an annual Incogni plan. Now let's get back to the video. On February 12, 2023, just before 10 p.m., West Virginia State Police Trooper Thomas Ellis responded to a stretch of Interstate 81 regarding a call about an intoxicated man walking along the roadway. In the body cam footage, later released by the man's attorney, Trooper Ellis is seen stopping his cruiser in front of this man, Edmund Exline, and immediately just drawing his weapon and shouting at him without even asking a question.
I'm out with this person, 81 southbound. We're going to be approximately 18, 15. All right, keep it. Stand over here. Stand over here. Stand over here. Get in front of my car. Get in front of my car. Put your hands on your head. Get your hands out of your pocket. Get your hands out of your pocket. Do it now. Get over in front of my car. Get in front of my car. Hey, hey, get in front of my car. Put your hands on your head. Get in front of my car. Put your hands on your head.
I didn't do nothing, sir.
Put your hands on top of your head. Turn around, or you're gonna get tased. You are gonna get tased.
I didn't get
Do not. Put your hands on top of your head.
I just got dropped off.
Put your hands on top of your head. Put your hands on top of your head. Do it now. Put your hands on top of your head. Do it now. Put it on your head. Do it now.
I didn't do nothing.
Hey,
I didn't do nothing
you're
wrong.
gonna get tased. You are gonna get tased.
Here, stop.
Stop
God,
it.
help me.
Stop it. Get on the ground.
Do nothing.
Get on the
You're
ground.
not arresting me.
Stop.
I didn't do nothing.
Taser, taser, taser.
I got license.
Trooper Ellis's response when he arrived on scene and made contact with Mr. Exline was untrained, inconsistent with West Virginia State Police policy, practice, and training. Now, those aren't my words. That is according to an expert in the 55-page internal investigation report about this incident. It was untrained, inconsistent with state police policy, practice, and training for Trooper Ellis to pull his service weapon and point it at Mr. Exline upon exiting his patrol vehicle for the purpose of the original call dispatched. In the video, Exline tells Trooper Ellis that his car broke down, but as the back and forth yelling continued, Exline becomes visibly frustrated and walks away. Ellis then goes after Exline and he warns that he will tase him. They run across the interstate as Exline attempted to jump the median barrier. Ellis then tased Exline 3 separate times.
Come here, get on. Romney, send me another unit.
Nothing wrong.
Get on the ground. Do it now.
I'm not doing nothing. Stop.
Get on the road.
Trooper Ellis calls for backup, and both troopers Abraham Beam and Brandon Mason leave the Martinsburg, West Virginia detachment to go help. On the way to the scene, the dispatcher is unsure of what the troopers are even responding to, other than asking for all units and relaying that Trooper Ellis was in some sort of a fight with a suspect. There was some sort of confusion about whether even this was a shots fired incident. Apparently, Berkeley County 911 dispatch broadcasted to all the officers that this was a possible shots fired assist. Trooper Ellis had Exline pinned to the ground with a fist pressed against his ear when the other troopers arrived. So once backup arrives, Trooper Bean said in later testimony that he came on the scene with the belief that Exline had Ellis's gun and that Ellis had been hurt, which just was not the case. This, according to Trooper Bean's later testimony, is why he then hit Exline with a flashlight and repeatedly punched Mr. Exline.
What do you need? Hey, prod him out. Prod him out. Shut the
The video shows Exline getting hit and tased multiple times throughout what's happening. And Trooper Ellis can also be heard telling the troopers to watch their gun belts, claiming that Exline kept grabbing at his gun.
Watch your gun belt. He grabbed my gun belt. Give me your hand. Give him. Watch your gun belt. He'll grab your gun.
No, I won't.
Give me your hand.
Okay, let me
Put it behind your back.
I got the left, his right.
Put it behind your back. Watch your gun belt.
I'm gonna break your
gun belt
now.
After troopers on the radio said that X-Line was secured and handcuffed, additional officers then responded to the scene from multiple law enforcement agencies, and eventually a group of them attempted to get X-Line up. But he was unresponsive and he just fell to the ground. Trooper Bean began CPR, and there were 2 attempts to use Narcan on X-Line. X-Line was eventually lifted onto a stretcher and put into an ambulance, but it was said on the scene that he had no pulse.
You all right? I'm good, sir.
He hurt you?
Yes, sir.
Try to get my gun.
You try to get your gun?
Yeah, he got a taser. He got a taser and started reaching for my gun belt.
What, did you take him here?
I tased him twice. I was holding him on the ground.
You're good.
I started punching him in the face because, like,
You're good.
I had him.
You're good. Breathe. Breathe. Breathe.
Start punching him in the face because
Go to car,
you don't know. That was his statement just now. He said, "I start punching him in the face because I don't know."
We're good. We're good.
Go to car, make me throw.
That internal investigation report from the state police revealed more details about the autopsy for X-Line. It said that he did not die from one specific hit or tase, but that he died from multiple blunt force injuries, multiple discharges of a taser, psychiatric illness with agitation, and heart disease. The photographs depict substantial injuries to Mr. X-Line's face as well, and numerous taser marks to the subject's torso. X-Line's toxicology report showed traces of cannabis and antipsychotic medications. According to what the family told the news media, X-Line had schizophrenia. As the other troopers arrive on the scene who are investigating what happened to Mr. X-Line, Ellis gives a statement. He said that he had a weird gut feeling that something wasn't normal on his way there, and that he said that on the scene, X-Line, after he arrived, gave him a look.
So you just come check on him, call walking down the road, right?
Yeah. And I had my gun. He came toward me. He started putting his hands in his pockets. So I drew my gun.
So what did he say when you got out with him?
His eyes. It was all in his eyes. Bloodshot, watery. He acting erratic.
Okay.
And he started digging his hands in his pockets. So initially I drew on him.
It was during this conversation that the other officers are trying to revive.
That's why you have to have a camera, no matter what. If you don't have a camera, they will say anything. Literally. That's why we have to have cameras. If you aren't putting your camera to use, you're putting yourself in danger.
As Mr. X-Line, that one of them says he's gone.
And then, like,
He's gone. It's all right.
man,
It's your fault. You didn't shoot him, did you?
no.
Okay.
But he kept grabbing my gun belt.
Okay.
And I tased him twice and got hit. I was all in his eyes. He started acting crazy, and then no, I'll tell you, hold on to it.
You need to believe. What the crap?
Though the 3 state troopers involved were not criminally charged in X-Line's death, in the internal investigation report, all 3 troopers were investigated for violating 2 West Virginia State Police policies: unnecessary force and interfering with the rights and properties of others. The 2 allegations were sustained against Ellis. However, because troopers Bean and Mason said they were under the impression that Ellis had been shot, the complaints against Bean and Mason were not sustained. This is what the report said. This officer believes Trooper Thomas A. Ellis did not act within the guidelines of the West Virginia State Police use of force policy and procedure. This officer further believes Trooper Ellis's actions were not an objectively reasonable response, resulting in a violation of West Virginia State Policy and Procedure 10-1. According to West Virginia state law, the 2 offenses are considered Group 3 offenses, meaning that violation of them can result in being discharged by the superintendent of the state police or result in a 30-day suspension. The state police has yet to respond to the news media's request about whether or not Trooper Ellis is even still employed with the West Virginia State Police. Also, the report revealed that X-Line's death was not the first incident where Trooper Ellis pulled his gun out unnecessarily, further escalating a situation. There were 3 other instances prior to X-Line's death, including a traffic stop and 2 domestic disturbance calls where he drew his weapon without any perceived threat. It was less than a month before the X-Line incident on January 27, 2023, that Ellis took his gun out of the holster before even knocking on the door of the house. And he tells an older man inside that he's coming in, to which the man asked for a warrant. Ellis told the man that he didn't need a warrant and not to F with him. Once the man is handcuffed, Ellis then walked through the house with his gun drawn, ordering everyone else in the house to show themselves. In all, he ordered 4 people out of the house at gunpoint. A month prior to that incident, on Christmas Day of 2022, Trooper Ellis had another situation unfold where he drew his weapon on a man who already had his hands up. He then ordered him to get on the ground on his face, which the guy did. Ellis then placed him in handcuffs, and the guy began to yell for help. According to the report, both of those incidents are clear examples of how Trooper Ellis fails to react in an appropriate manner while interacting with citizens during periods of heightened awareness. There was also a traffic stop on September 8th of 2022 when Ellis also drew his gun. The report says that he unnecessarily escalated that encounter, ultimately resulting in minor injuries to the involved citizen. Supposedly, Ellis then received counseling from a Sergeant North, which was supposed to correct his deficiencies. Even though this was from February of 2023, remember the spring and summer of that year is when all of the misconduct allegations emerged in the West Virginia State Police scandal that ended in the superintendent of the state police being replaced. At that time, the governor, Jim Justice, ordered that the new leadership of the state police take a second look at this case. The governor hinted toward him having concerns about it. He said that he'd seen the video and that it was very concerning.
As we continue to follow the fallout of the West Virginia State Police investigation, one of the governor's top priorities for the new Colonel Jack Chambers is to bring in a fresh set of eyes on an internal investigation into the death of a man in Berkeley County.
I've seen the video. The video is very, very concerning.
Even the prior superintendent, who had resigned in the wake of that scandal that was occurring, had expressed his concern on the radio about this very case. He said that the video was not great at all, but the audio concerned him right off the bat, the commands and the screaming. Throughout all of that period of time, the body cam footage was never made public, really until just now. Now, X-Line's family filed a lawsuit and they received a $1 million settlement from the state. And it was actually the lawyer from that case. He is the one who released this body cam footage. And I'll put links to all the body cam footage, which includes all the officers. You can watch all of it. After the lawyer released the body cam footage, the state police released this statement. This is what they said. In reference to the recent release of body cam footage of the I-81 incident, all state troopers were cleared by Federal Department of Justice investigation. A special prosecutor was appointed by the state of West Virginia and presented the incident to a grand jury, and all troopers were cleared from indictment. Administrative and review board investigations were conducted, and all troopers were cleared from any wrongdoing. After careful consideration, the insurance companies, acting within their authority, decided to offer the family a settlement. The state police is saddened by any loss of life that occurs in response to emergency calls for service.
They offered them a settlement. Oh, we just killed somebody you love. Here's a couple bucks for you. That's basically what they say to you. It's insane.
I know this is a confusing timeline. How is that possible that we have this state police statement that says we investigated ourselves and we did nothing wrong? Yet we also have this 55-page internal investigation report explaining just how we did something wrong. They were caught in a cover-up here. So the statement that I just read you, that you just looked at, that was from July, whereas the 55-page report was just obtained by the news media pursuant to a FOIA request after they made that statement. So they got caught lying. They got caught in a cover-up, misleading the public. Their own opinion is that excessive force was used by this Trooper Ellis, and that the other 2 troopers were not going to be disciplined because they thought it was a shots fired situation. But Trooper Ellis did everything wrong, and it resulted in this guy's death. Everything I just explained. Then they denied it. And in their denial, they explained just how these cover-ups work. You have a special prosecutor appointed, and the special prosecutor investigates and ultimately makes a decision that he's not going to press charges. He's not going to seek indictments on the troopers. And then they turn around and they call that an investigation being completed or an exoneration, when it's nothing but a cover up by colleagues who are prosecutors. And here we see exactly how it happens. Even the governor watches this. He's upset by it. The ex head of the state police watches this and listens to it. He's upset by it. In the end, we get a cover up. Only the real documents acknowledge that this Trooper Ellis is a bad cop. He was a bad cop before this happened. We have 3 specific instances, and then he was a bad cop when this happened. And they explain in 55 pages exactly the reason. And they think it's secret. Then so they turn around and they tell you, the public, nobody did anything wrong. There was a full investigation and everybody was cleared. And that was a lie. That was an absolute lie. And here we have it documented in black and white. And they even claim that it was the insurance company's decision to pay a $1 million lawsuit. And I've been doing this almost 20 years, and I've never gotten $1 million. Okay, that is the policy limits. They do trust me. I've had all sorts of egregious cases, including against the state police. Some of them are on YouTube, some of them are not, including deaths. And I've never been able to get $1 million. It's almost impossible. They paid out $1 million here. Means they couldn't even have paid out more. That was their policy limits. That, if that is not an admission of misconduct, I don't know what is. It was an admission of misconduct because this was an egregious case of misconduct that was documented on video and now documented in a publicly available 55-page report. Yet, look at what's happened. No criminal prosecutions because the prosecutors are in on it. No disciplinary actions, no termination. Why? I don't know. Because it's all part of a cover-up. They're circling the wagons. But they weren't counting on that report getting out, and now it's out. Now the taxpayers, the citizens, need to demand accountability from our public servants. After all of the scandal the state police went through, they're back at it. It's crazy. And my last video was on the state police. You think they fired that guy yet? No, I guarantee they have not. They're hoping that you lose interest, but do not lose interest. You can help by sharing this footage, getting the word out. You have to stay on top of this, and I promise you that I will do my part to stay on top of it as well. Remember, our rights don't end where your fear begins. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.
Man, these stories should just continue to get crazier and crazier. You think like, okay, well, now they'll do better now. But you realize it's never better. All right, what's up, y'all? AWB, I'm back at it. Getting ready to play a video from the Civil Rights Lawyers channel. It's called Cops Enter Home, Arrest Mom After Neighbor's Noise Complaint. So I always say in the beginning of most of my videos, the channel that I'm looking at, and I also say the title of the video. So if you don't want to see, if you don't want to hear me speaking throughout the video, then just go to the original video. I don't know why you come here and get mad at somebody for saying what they think about what's going on in the video. That's why I'm creating the content that I'm creating. If you don't want to see it, then don't watch me. Just go to the original video.
Inside of my house.
I'm not inside your house. Okay.
You're inside of my house.
Let me tell you why I'm right here.
Because you walked in.
No, because they opened the door and ran from me.
And
That's
I'm
why.
telling you, I am the adult
and I'm
here.
telling
This
you
is my home.
that now that I'm inside your house, I own your house right
No,
now.
you do not.
Yes, I do. What
I know my rights.
How crazy is that? He said, because I stepped in your house right now, I own your house. I would have asked him, well, the mortgage is this much, the light bill is this much. Like, come on. If you own the house out of, man, property tax is this much. Absolutely insane. I can't believe that he actually said something that crazy. You said, but he said, because I'm in your home right now, I own your home. That's the mindset that we're dealing with when we deal with these people. That had to be, imagine being present and knowing and hearing somebody say that.
I don't care if you know your rights.
That cop showed up to this woman's front door on a very minor loudness complaint from this woman's neighbor. He has no warrant. He's refusing to leave. He enters her home, grabs her, and drags her outside and performs a warrantless arrest. This woman is still being charged criminally. I will explain to you the binding case law that establishes without any doubt that this police officer violated this woman's constitutional rights so that you can do what's necessary, and that is share it with others and inform others. And if anyone wants an explanation for why this violates the Constitution, you can show them this video. Many of you have discovered that it can be nearly impossible to find a civil rights lawyer. Although I get calls from all around the country every day, I'm only one person, and I only take specific types of cases, and only in West Virginia. The good news is that if you need a lawyer because you've been injured, you can hire America's largest injury law firm, no matter what state you're in. Morgan & Morgan has over 1,000 attorneys in all 50 states. Because they're the biggest, they have the ability not to settle for lowball offers. Last year in Florida, they got a victim who was in a life-altering car crash, $12.2 million. The insurance only offered them $350,000. They got another victim in New York, $6.8 million. The insurance only offered the victim $275,000. Best part, their service is free unless you win. It only takes a few minutes to see if you have a case. You can submit a claim and communicate with your legal team all from your smartphone. If you've been seriously injured, it will only take a couple of minutes to start a claim with Morgan & Morgan at forthepeople.com/thecivilrightslawyer, found in the description below. This video is making the rounds on Twitter, and now it has been reported on in the Desert Sun. Now the media has gotten a response from the law enforcement agency involved. This is the Riverside County Sheriff's Office, and apparently, according to the Desert Sun, they are now investigating the circumstances that led to the woman, the homeowner in this video, being arrested in the early hours of July 4th. This video shows a Riverside County deputy refusing to leave a woman's residence despite her repeated requests for him to do so. The video shows that the deputy approached the front door of this house, reportedly due to a loudness complaint from a next door neighbor. He rings the doorbell, he backs off, and he waits. According to the video, a minor then answers the door, sees that it's a cop, and then closes the door. But he doesn't take no for an answer. He tries to force his way into the house, and he refuses to let the door be closed. The video then shows the deputy arguing with a woman identified by the sheriff's office as Adele Shirey, 44 years old, who tells the deputy that if he does not have a warrant, then she will speak to him outside.
Okay, then back the
I'm
out
not
of my
gonna
house.
back up.
You do not have a right to be inside my
I'm
house.
not
I
gonna
will
back
talk
up.
to you outside.
Back up and talk to her outside.
No.
You don't
guys
have
can
a
walk
warrant.
in.
No, don't talk to them.
You don't have
You
to
do not
walk
have
in.
a
Let me tell
warrant
you-
to be inside. I will talk to you outside.
You want?
Officer, I will talk
I
to
am
you.
not gonna step outside your house.
You do not have a
We're
warrant
gonna
to be
talk
inside
right
of my house.
I'm not inside your house.
The deputy, who just stands there inside the door's threshold, tells Shirey that he will not leave the house. He asserts his right to be inside by pointing off screen and saying, "They opened the door and ran from me. Now that I'm inside your house, I own your house right now," the deputy says in the video.
Okay.
You're inside of my house.
Let me tell you why I'm right here.
Because you walked in.
No, because they opened the door and ran from me.
And
That's
I'm
why.
telling you, I am the
Okay,
adult
and I'm
here.
telling
This
you
is my home.
that now that I'm inside your house, I own your house
No,
right
you
now.
do not.
Yes, I do.
You don't.
Yes, I do.
You don't.
What I
I
need.
know my
I
rights.
don't care if you know your rights.
And I'm telling you, my
So-
dog will bite you if I tell her to bite you.
Tell
So
your
I'm
dog to
asking
bite
you to back
Tell
up.
your dog to bite
And
you.
I will talk to you outside.
I'm not gonna talk to you
What
outside.
the do you want? What the do you want inside my house? Bring your supervisor to my home now. Yeah, bring them all. You have no right to be inside. No, don't talk to them.
Please.
You have no right to be inside because they opened the door. They're minors. I'm the adult here. This is my home.
She said she's the adult.
She's not the she's my daughter. Get the out of my home.
I'm not gonna get out of your house.
Then call your supervisor right now.
4:15 Wednesday.
After Shirey points at the deputy, he grabs her and pulls her onto the front porch before putting her in handcuffs.
And put me to the ground. I double dog
Go ahead
dare
and
you.
touch me.
This is my
Go
home,
ahead and touch
bro. You're in my house.
I am telling
You're
you.
in my house. Don't do that. You're in my house. I didn't touch you, her. Did I touch you?
Stop.
Did I touch you?
Stop. No.
Did I
Stop.
touch
You
you?
can't do anything.
Did I touch
You're
you?
just going to make it worse.
Did I ever touch you?
The sheriff's department says that she was ultimately booked into the jail for resisting arrest and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. It appears from the video that Shirey did not touch the deputy throughout the confrontation and that the deputy is the one who initiated contact. The sheriff's office declined to answer questions about the deputy's conduct that is depicted in the video. This is what the sheriff's office said in a statement. This incident occurred over a month before being posted to social media and only days before the arraignment of the individual arrested for delaying/obstructing an investigation and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. All body-worn camera footage has been obtained, and the sheriff's office says it will conduct a thorough investigation to determine if discipline is warranted. So those are the facts. The neighbor calls the cops because of a loudness complaint. Cop shows up, rings the doorbell. Minor opens the door, closes the door. That apparently offends the police officer, and he tries to force his way into the house. Mom comes to the rescue, asserts her rights, and the cop doesn't care. He comes in, grabs her, ultimately drags her outside, and performs a warrantless arrest. So the problem here, the issue here is that the officer had no warrant to enter the home, had no warrant to arrest the woman. Why does that violate the Fourth Amendment? You don't have to take my word for it. California is in the Ninth Circuit. The main case in the Ninth Circuit that applies here is called U.S. versus George, and it's from way back in 1989. This George case is actually pretty interesting. So on December 24th, 1986, at approximately 1 p.m, a police officer named Kartinen participated in the investigation of an armed robbery that had just occurred at the Security Pacific National Bank in Long Beach, California. And while there, he interviewed the witnesses who described the assailant and explained to him that before exiting the bank, the assailant had told everyone to tell the police that the Orange County Kid had been there and also Merry Christmas. Now that cop talks with some other cops. Now they think they know who this guy is. And they go and they start surveillance on his house. And when they eventually see him, they just sort of barge in, arrest him. I believe they shot him in the process. And they did all of that without bothering to go get a warrant. And here is what the Ninth Circuit said about the law that equally applies here. Warrantless arrests in the home are presumptively unreasonable and they're prohibited by the Fourth Amendment. A warrantless arrest may be reasonable for Fourth Amendment purposes, however, if exigent circumstances justify their failure to obtain a warrant. So when this officer intruded into the house and arrested this woman, if there's a lawsuit or if there's a criminal case, the government bears a twofold burden. The burden shifts. Now the government, because they did not have a warrant, must show probable cause to secure the residence, and also, secondly, it must show the existence of exigent circumstances to excuse the lack of a warrant. The first part of that, probable cause, requires a reasonable belief evaluated in light of the officer's experience and practical considerations of everyday life that the suspect committed a crime and is to be found in the place to be searched. Now, secondly, exigent circumstances, for the government to demonstrate that, those are defined as those circumstances that would cause a reasonable person to believe that entry was necessary to prevent physical harm to the officers or other persons, the destruction of relevant evidence, the escape of the suspect, or some other consequence improperly frustrating legitimate law enforcement efforts. The exigencies must be viewed from the totality of the circumstances known to the officers at the time of the warrantless intrusion. Exigent circumstances necessarily imply that there is insufficient time to get a warrant. So officers don't need to wait for a warrant if they reasonably believe the suspect is currently endangering the lives of themselves or others, or currently in the process of destroying evidence. If they take the time to go get the warrant, that evidence will be destroyed or those individuals may be harmed. Or there could be situations where a crime has occurred and police officers have chased the suspect from the scene of the crime to the home, which is just another kind of exigent circumstances if there was a scene of a crime and a chase. But the Ninth Circuit has said that where the police trace a suspect, not chase, trace a suspect to his home, the claim of hot pursuit is not convincing because there's no immediate or continuous pursuit of that individual from the scene of a crime. In this case, the officer seems to have been relying on that theory that it was sort of a hot pursuit situation and that he was able to chase the kids, the minors inside the house when they tried to close the door on him. However, this would likewise be unconvincing because there is no scene of the crime and no chase that took place from a scene of a crime outside the home to inside the home. It just really doesn't apply at all, except maybe in this officer's mind. Now, as for the traditional exigent circumstances analysis, again, we look at two things. One, was there probable cause to even arrest this woman? Well, it was a loudness complaint, whatever that was. I haven't heard the 911 call. There may be more facts that make it sound more serious than this video did. At the end of the day, I think the only facts we know are that it was some sort of Karen call, the neighbors being too loud. And that's not necessarily a crime, certainly not a serious crime. The point is that at the time the officer knocked on the door, he had no probable cause to arrest the mom that was inside the house. And she wasn't arrested for the loudness complaint. She was arrested for the interaction that he had with her. Most importantly, there is no factual basis for believing that if he had probable cause, that he didn't have time to go get a warrant. There was no indication that anyone was in any immediate danger. There's no indication that evidence was going to imminently be destroyed if he took time to get a warrant. The reason for that is because there was no allegation that any serious crime, if any, had been committed. Now, in the George case, there was an armed robbery at a bank that was involving a serious crime, and the Ninth Circuit still held that the officers violated the Fourth Amendment, that they needed to go get a warrant. So even that case did not meet the exigent circumstances burden that the
And that's a lot within itself. They have to go through all this. The situation has to be that serious, and they still need to go get a warrant. So this is a walk in the park.
government has to meet. This one does not even come close.
Right.
And yet an entire month apparently went by from the time that this happened and this woman was arrested and taken to jail. And the sheriff even finding out that this had taken place. That just illustrates why this officer was able to completely disregard the Bill of Rights in the way that he did. This is another one of those situations where the sheriff is now complaining to the media that, well, nobody said anything earlier. It wasn't until it went on social media that people were outraged. I mean, here you have a video of a police officer, and there's no doubt violating the Fourth Amendment. There's no doubt. Entered the home and arrested the woman with no sort of any type of warrant. That is presumptively unconstitutional. She was clearly asserting her rights. He clearly responded that he didn't care about her rights. How do we reconcile that? That is presumptively a constitutional violation, and only under certain very difficult circumstances can the government rebut that presumption and show that it was necessary because it was an emergency type situation involving some serious crime or threat of danger or injury. Here, this was a very unserious minor crime with a police officer blatantly violating constitutional rights and the woman being charged as a consequence, not for any crime that the officer had arrived there to investigate, but just for asserting her rights. That was the punishment that she received, and the charges are still pending. So here's what you can do. Only when this footage was shared and started to go viral did the sheriff start to make any sort of comment or even look at this case. Now, apparently they're investigating. They already should have dropped this woman's charges. So what you can do is continue to spread this footage far and wide. And if anyone wants an explanation for why this violates the Constitution, you can show them this video. And you can show them the George case, which I will link in the first pinned comment below. I hope to do a update video on this one, explaining that the charges have been dropped, that a civil lawsuit has been filed, that the officer has been terminated, maybe even prosecuted. The whole problem here is that cops just don't believe that search and seizure violations are constitutional violations. They understand that excessive force, if you beat a handcuffed detainee, they understand that's wrong. That violates their concept of the Bill of Rights. But they just don't care about stepping into the house, holding the door open, warrantless arrest, things of that nature. They only equate their violence with constitutional violations. But really, there is no more severe injury they can cause to the Constitution than violating the sacred protections of our home. That's the very foundation of our Bill of Rights, very foundation of our country. Our home is our castle. Our rights don't end where your fear begins. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.
How you doing, sir?
I'm great.
I mean, you got all the rights to record on this.
Yeah, it's wild. Todd, shout out to your family, man. Your kid is doing great. That's how you want your kids to go through life. By being winners and being those who stand up for the people who can't stand for themselves, or really that's what you have. Yeah. So shout out to him. I don't know.
The fact you're not hurt, you're not injured. It's just two neighbors having a dispute over each other. The fact that I see the staff is making an incident report.
Say it again.
The staff is making an incident report for.
So you can get their from here. Okay, so can the staff, because they don't communicate with me?
Yeah, you have to
right. So no, I'm asking. I'm asking you.
Hi, good citizens. Thank you for coming to my channel.
Todd, maybe on another stream. This one, I'm just playing videos and for us to check out and watch. But maybe if I do a stream later, then yeah, that'd be cool.
If you are first time viewer, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for future video notifications. This video is from YouTube channel Karima Yasminado. The original link is in the description. Please subscribe and give credit where credit is due. Guys, when you are done watching this video here, please don't forget to post your comments. And as always, guys, if you would like to support my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Enjoy the video. Let's get into it.
How are you? Hello, how are you? Okay. No, I'm not. Okay, can we step in the package room? Okay, well, that's where it all started. No, can you come over here to the package room? No. Well, actually, she didn't put her hands on me, but she threatened me. Can you come over here to the package room? Okay, come on. So I was inside the package room. No, I'm going inside. I was inside. Okay, so I was inside the package room because I received some package. Okay, so I was going through my packages, looking for a specific package, and I didn't want to. I was just going through my packages, and then she came in. Okay. So this is a high-rise building, so several people are going to come inside the package room because it's open to the residents. It's open to the residents. So she came in and she said something. I guess I was in her way, and she told me to get out of her way. Okay. And I said, I'm not getting out of your way. I'm not doing anything. I'm standing right here. And she said, get out of my way. And I'm like, ma'am, I'm not getting out of your way. She could walk around me. She got upset and started calling me crazy and saying she's acting crazy. You can let the door go now. She's acting crazy again. I was like, well, if you have a problem. Oh, okay. Well, no, I'm gonna bring it over here because I live here. And then I said, well, ma'am, if you have a problem with me, you can call the police because I'm not doing anything. I called the police. Right. And I called the police because she told me to get out of her way. I wouldn't move. And then I got on the elevator and went upstairs. And then she got mad and called me crazy for getting on the elevator with her. No, I am not. I need an incident report. Huh?
What would the report be for?
Well, she just threatened me, told me to get out her way. She had a. Yes, you did.
We're not going to go back and forth. That's not a threat.
Okay, she told me to get out her way. I was crazy. She's acting crazy again because I went into the package room to pick up my packages.
Okay, that's fine. You know what? I did it works. I did it. That's why I was coming down. That's what I did. So the first I learned it.
So can you write an incident report? Huh? You don't consider this a report incident? Why not?
There's nothing physical to face. You're not hurt. You're not injured. It's just two neighbors having a dispute over each other.
The fact that I think the staff is making an incident report.
Say it again.
The staff is making an incident report for.
So you can get their
from here.
Okay, so can the staff, because they don't communicate with me.
Yeah, but you have to.
Right. So I'm asking. I'm asking you.
You can answer when
You're bringing something to my attention. You're telling me that the staff is creating an incident report, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can the staff email that incident report to
you
them?
can ask her in a minute.
Okay.
Just let finish the business there and then you can go because
Okay.
right now you have a guard.
Okay. I went to go pick up my packages. Then I'm gonna go to the store, and then they're gonna have a problem with it again. What? What? Just watch. This is ridiculous.
In this interaction, a woman is upset and explaining a conflict that's occurred in the package room of a high-rise building. She describes how another woman asked her to move out of the way, which she refused to do, leading to a verbal altercation where the other woman called her crazy. The situation escalated and the upset woman called the police, claiming that the other person threatened her. Though no physical confrontation occurred, the police officer, upon arrival, assesses the situation and states report verbal requests for an incident report. The officer explains that the staff will likely handle it, advising her to follow up with them.
That's not going to be. This one.
Take your hand out of your pocket so I know I'm safe.
Take your hands out your pockets. It's a safety concern for me. See how ridiculous it sounds?
Okay, sir.
Gotcha. You're here to protect and serve the public, correct?
Yeah, I'm serving and protecting them from you.
From me, from a camera.
Well, this is private property, sir.
This is not private property.
This is private property.
This is not private property.
If they don't want you on the property any longer, or you're causing a disturbance to the business and what they're doing, you're going to have to go. Sean, I don't know about your 10 followers or whatever you have on your line. Your tens and tens of followers.
My tens and tens of followers. Hey, what's up, guys? The Long Island Audit here, back again with another video. Today, we're at the Motor Vehicle Commission here in Rahway, New Jersey. We're here today, as always, to peacefully exercise our First Amendment right to film in public and publicly accessible areas, to promote transparency and accountability within our government, and to ensure that our public servants recognize our rights and treat us with respect. Let's get into it. So over here is another Motor Vehicle Commission building. This is the road test building. You could see everybody here lining up for their road test. There's somebody coming this way.
You can't record on this. You're recording.
Yeah.
And not record. There's
So
a
what-
sign right here.
Yeah, I saw the sign.
Turn it off, please.
Who are you?
I'm the supervisor. Turn it off, please.
Supervisor for what? For the motor vehicle?
Turn it off. I'm gonna get security and the police.
You can get whoever you want, ma'am.
Turn it off, man.
Why are you getting so upset? Excuse me, ma'am. Why are you getting so upset? Wow. She was upset. As long as I've been doing what I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen, I'll never understand why they're so triggered over a camera. It makes zero sense. Absolutely no sense here. Who are you?
I'm an officer.
Officer
and I
what?
work here. Officer Gonzalez.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to be
Officer
on the phone.
Gonzalez, you know, I could use a little less of that attitude
but
you got
if
there.
she's telling you to
You're
stop,
acting
you
a
should
little bit
respect.
extra. Yeah,
Respect what she's telling you.
okay.
Do you
How does
belong
that-
here? Are you going to take a test?
How does respect equate into what I'm doing?
Because she's telling you to turn the phone off.
I'm all right. So think about your logic here, Officer Gonzalez. I could tell you respectfully, just go about your way and go back to doing your job.
Because this is my job. This is private property.
Your job is not to tell me what to do.
Yeah,
It's
it is
not.
private property.
That's no. Your job is not to tell me what to do. Your job is to do whatever it is else you're supposed to do. I'm not sure what your job entails.
It goes with it.
To tell me what to do? No.
You're in private property, though.
This is not private
She's
property.
telling you not to turn the phone off. What you was recording?
I'm recording everything that I can. Anything that I can.
Are you taking a test or somebody else is taking a
Well,
test?
I don't have to answer those questions. You guys are both, coming at me with real. It's real. You guys are being disrespectful, not me.
No, you being disrespectful. She's telling you. She's a
But I don't have to listen to her, and respectfully, I don't have to listen to you or her, ma'am. I don't.
You want me to call Broadway police then?
You can call whoever you'd like.
Because
Yeah,
they'll come
I don't
and
have to
get
listen to them either. No, the police are not going to come and get me. I don't have to listen to them either, ma'am.
What are you recording then? I mean, honestly, what are you recording?
You right now.
Yeah, you have to respect what she's telling you.
I don't. I don't have to respect what, especially when she's telling me something that I don't have to do.
What did she tell you?
She told me to stop recording.
What is you doing here?
But that's like me telling you anything. I would never. I would never dare. I would never dare. At this point, I don't want to answer any questions at this point because
Are you
of the way
taking the test?
because of the way you both have came up to me and treated me. I don't want to answer any questions at this time, ma'am.
Are you taking a test?
I told you I don't want to answer any questions,
Take
ma'am.
the test?
I just told you I don't want to answer any
I just call
questions.
the Broadway police if you don't want the test.
You can, I mean, ma'am, I'm not scared of the police. The police are here to protect and serve me. So that's their job description. She made good on her promise to call local law enforcement. So let's see if they educate her on our constitutional rights or not. Hopefully that's the case. How you doing, sir? Hey, how are you? Good. Good.
What's happening?
Nothing, just taking some pictures and video, and Officer Gonzalez and some other people seem to not like that a lot. So
Now tell them it's against the policy of the motor vehicle.
Well, this is private property, sir.
this is not private property.
This is private property.
This is not private property.
Yes, it is private property.
It's not private property.
It is private.
I looked up the surveys before I came here, and this is not private property. No, the state. This is owned by the state of New Jersey, which means that it's.
Which is private property.
You're saying that the state.
Motor vehicle is part of this private property.
No, it's owned by the state, which means that it's public property, sir. I think that's ridiculous that you would say that this is private property when it's owned by the
private property.
It's who's it owned by?
It's
The
owned by
state.
the state, yes.
Okay,
But
so
so you saying any place in the state you could go there?
yeah,
Go there?
any state, any state property that's not restricted, yeah, I can go there.
She's saying it's against their policy for anybody to be.
So, ma'am, let me get this straight. This doesn't make any sense because Officer Gonzalez, you call him because I'm in supposed. Okay, the supervisor called him because I'm in supposed violation of a policy. You're not policy enforcement, sir, right? You don't enforce policies. You're a law enforcement.
Yes.
I'm not breaking any laws.
Well, this is private property. That's why.
This is not private property. It's scary that you would think that this is private property, sir. Really. Can I get your name and badge number, please?
Yes, right here with us. Yeah.
Withers?
Yes.
Thank you. Hi, how are you, ma'am?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Can I get your name and badge number, please?
Sure, I'm Officer Maloney. Can you take your hands out of your pockets for my safety?
Oh, my hand in my pocket's not for your safety.
Yes, it is. It's for my safety, sir. Can
It's a little chilly out here. I don't have any weapons on me.
Sir, can you check them? Because I don't know what.
You cannot just check me. You can't do that. You can't go in my pockets. I don't consent to searches or seizures. Hey,
Sir, take your hands out of your pockets.
you can't tell me to take my hands on my pocket.
Yes,
Well, it's not against the law to keep my hand in my pocket. It's cold out here. It's a little
I don't
windy
know
out
if you
here.
have a weapon.
I don't. I'm telling you I don't. I'm not going to show you my hands, man, because it doesn't. That's not against the law. You can't just search people. What's wrong with you?
I don't feel safe.
Officer Maloney, just trying to go in my pockets. That's an illegal search. Rahway Police.
Thank you, God.
Insane. Can I speak to a supervisor, please?
Yes, we're gonna call one.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We gotta get out, sir. If you don't mind, just back up, let him get out.
Thank you.
So that's how the Rahway Police Department trains their officers to just go up to people,
Right, can I have a supervisor?
just go up to people, law-abiding citizens, and say, "Take your hands out of your pocket." And when I refuse to take my hands out of my pocket,
So let me
they
guess,
they
you just
automatically
put it on YouTube, I guess?
it can go wherever.
Yeah, no, that's what I figure you do.
It goes
You're one
wherever.
of those guys that try to record cops or whatever, put it on YouTube,
I-
Instagram, and everything.
I didn't call you here.
Nice,
I didn't call you here.
nice. That's what you do it for
And you
money,
shouldn't.
right?
And you.
Yep.
You're one of those. You're one of those citizens that decides to exercise their rights. Yeah, you're one of those. Or you do it for the fact that you have the right to do it. That I just don't understand cops. I don't understand people with that type of mindset. We're not doing anything against the law. We are well within our rights, and they have an issue with that. Like, look at him. Like, look at him.
I didn't call you here.
Nice.
It can go wherever.
Yeah, no. That's what I figured you do.
It goes wherever.
That's what I figured you do. So why are you acting like that? If you know that he's gonna put this video on the internet, why would you act like that? Why wouldn't you act better? Why wouldn't you be better when you know that they're gonna put this online? You don't think about, well, how is this gonna look to thousands of people?
All those guys that try to record cops or whatever, put it on YouTube, Instagram, and everything.
I didn't call you here.
Nice.
I didn't call you here.
Nice. That's what you do it for
And
money.
you shouldn't.
Right?
And you
Yep,
shouldn't.
nice.
And you shouldn't have any problem with.
He said, "Oh, that's what you do for money." Look what he's doing for money. And I just don't get that. Oh, you're doing it for money. What else are you supposed to be doing for money? This is a great way to make income by doing
a man exercising his right.
Doing a community service, pretty much. That's all that's going on in this video. Community service.
Right.
It's the mean motor vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, the motor vehicle, but sir, your logic.
YouTube?
That's I don't know, but all I know is that is a problem. That officer's actions is a problem. You can't just go up into somebody's pockets. You can't do that. She tried to. You tried to. If I didn't, I backed away. It doesn't matter. You have a weapon. So you have a weapon. You have a taser.
No. They not only does she have a weapon, she has on a bulletproof vest. And they say, "Oh, you need to back up," when they have all the weapons. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And a gun.
Do I?
You do.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
You all have weapons. You all have weapons here.
Okay.
You all have weapons here. Except me. I'm the only one without a weapon. I'm the one with the camera, and you guys are terrified.
I have a camera too, also. So.
Yeah. Should I be terrified of you because you're recording? Ridiculous.
Am I supposed to be terrified of you?
Yeah, you are terrified of me because you tried to go in my pockets. I didn't try and go in your pockets. You tried to go in my pockets.
Well, I don't know what you have in your pocket.
Hey, Sergeant. How are you, Sarge? Hey, Sarge. If I can speak to you for a minute. Thank you.
His hands out of his pocket. I don't know
Well,
what
that
he
you
has.
got to do for my safety. And if
Sir.
you want to speak to me, take your hand out of your pocket so I know.
That's the sergeant. And they have already put in sergeant's eye, in his mind, where you're dealing with a dangerous person here, even though they know son isn't dangerous at all. All he's doing is recording, and they've made it to where, oh, you got your hand in your pocket.
Oh, I'm safe and you're safe.
But sir, you have 5 officers here.
That doesn't matter. I've done this for a long time. They're asking you to take.
But you can see that I don't have any weapon.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
No,
Does that look like? Does that look?
Just show me your hand. Then.
But no, but it's a power
I'm not
thing.
going to entertain that.
It's a power thing. It's a
not
power
thing.
thing.
I'm asking to see your hands the way you can see.
And you can see what's in my pocket.
No, I can't.
You can.
I'm not asking to see what's in your pocket. I'm asking to see your hand.
So if I took my hand out of my
There you go.
pocket and
So
then I
now-
put
there
my
you
hand
go.
back in my
Well,
pocket,
if you want to put it back in your pocket,
that
I'm gonna
makes no
pat the
sense.
outside of your pocket to make sure there's nothing in there. So do you want to take your hand out of your pocket, or would you like me to pat?
I
your
would like.
pocket so we can
I don't
talk?
consent to any searches and seizures. I would.
I'm
like
not
to speak to
searching
you.
or seizure. I'm not taking anything from you. I'm going to make sure I'm safe. They're safe.
Everybody's safe. What is wrong with you? Everybody
there
is
isn't anything
safe.
wrong with me. You asked to talk to me.
Yeah, and
so
I'm
now I'm here to
and
talk
I'm
to
here
you.
to complain. Excuse me, let me speak, please.
Complain. I'm not
I'm
gonna,
here.
I,
I'm here
I'm
to
not
issue
gonna
a
listen
complaint.
Till I see your hand out of your pocket.
I'm here to issue a
I'm not
complaint
listening
for the
that
same
until
exact
you take your
thing.
hand out of your pocket.
Let me speak to your
No,
supervisor.
I am my supervisor.
No, you're
I'm
not.
the road supervisor.
No, there's
Yes, you
there's
are.
a lieutenant above you.
No, he's on the desk. He's not on the road. So if you want to go inside, we can go speak to him.
You are giving off a horrible example for your police
I'm
department.
not giving a hard
because
I'm
my
asking you
hand
to
is in
keep
my
your hand out
pocket.
there so I know everybody's safe. I don't know
Everyone
you. You
is
don't know
safe.
me.
I don't know you, but yeah, you have a gun. He has a gun. He has a weapon.
With it.
Okay.
My hand's not near my gun. So all I'm
It
asking
doesn't
you to
matter.
take so I can
I don't
talk
have
to
a
you.
weapon. It doesn't matter.
Well,
So
you
you
can
should be
say
able to
that.
call people. You should be able to talk to people
I'm trying
that
to
have
talk
their
to you.
hand in their
Well,
pocket.
now that's not. And once, if you want me to pat it, and then I can be sure there's nothing.
No,
in
I
your
don't
pocket.
consent.
Okay. Well, but then I'm not going to speak to you till I know what's going on. So what's the deal with? Is he here for any testing?
So he's not going to speak to him because he has his hand in his pocket. That's pretty much it. What do y'all think about that? He's refusing to talk to a citizen because they have a hand in their pocket, even though that they can see what's in the pockets. It's so
Okay.
He's just walking around recording. I even asked him if he refused to.
Okay.
Can I get your name and badge number, please?
Sure. It's Sergeant Dayon.
My name is
DAYON 1138.
Sergeant Dayon. My name is Sean. I'm an independent journalist. I'm working on a story here at the Motor Vehicle Commission.
For what? Do you have their permit? Like, do you have their permission to be?
saying for what? See, that's where it breaks down, because they're like, for what? They don't. The fact that you even told them what you're doing is already enough. That's already enough. I don't know why they get for what. Why are you doing what you told me you're just doing? Because I want to.
Here? Did you
I don't
talk to
need
the
their
supervisor?
I don't need their permission to be here. This is public property.
It's not public property in that sense.
It is.
They're obviously out in public. I just don't get that. They're obviously out in public.
Public property.
It's public property if you're here to conduct business.
Oh, it's
if
public.
not, they can tell people they don't want to service them or they can't be on.
No,
the
they can't do that.
Yes, they can.
They can't do that.
Yes,
You're
they
wrong.
can.
I've spoken to the Motor Vehicle
Well,
Commission.
we're going to go speak to their supervisors. They're on their way. We'll find out. If they don't want you on the property, you can go film from off their property.
This is public property,
It's not
sir.
public property.
It is
in
public
that sense.
property.
It's public so everybody can come
This
here
is
and go
owned.
to DMV.
Government property is public.
Public is public. There's no caveat in public. So unbelievable, y'all. It's just crazy. Look at what's going on here. You got a guy with a camera walking around a parking lot, and they have an issue with that.
Property,
Yes,
it is.
They don't want you.
Government property is public property.
Making them uncomfortable and they don't want you here.
So you can kick me out of your police station?
Can I?
Yeah, can
if
you?
I have to, or if there's a problem?
If I'm recording.
Recording what?
If
You
I'm
can sit
recording
there and
inside,
record.
okay, then. So I can sit
But
here
I'm
and
not.
record.
But that's my department.
It's
That's
not your
my
department.
home
It's the
base.
people's department.
If they're saying they don't want you on the property,
It's
that's
the-
going to be their decision to sign complaints
would
against
be-
you and do that.
yeah.
That's fine. I mean, that's
Yeah.
where we'll take it since you don't want to.
And you'll be violating my rights, and then I'm going to hold you accountable. I promise you that.
Okay, well,
I will hold the Motor Vehicle Commission accountable.
Hold whoever you want. But
Why
if
are your
they're
officers
saying-
so scared? Why do
I'm
they?
not scared of
No, but
anything.
why does your officers come up to me and say, "Get your hand out of your pocket, get
Because
your hand,"
they don't
and
know
then
who
try
you
and go
are,
into my pocket?
because
She
they
attempted to go inside of my pocket.
she
I had to
used-
back away from her.
But nobody went in your
Can't
pocket.
back away from you, sir, because I didn't know what you had in your
Sir,
pocket.
sir.
You should listen. You should really get another job if you're going to be so scared. If you're going to be so scared, you should get. If you're going to be so scared, you should get another job, man. Maybe work at a bank or something.
Where's the supervisor that runs this so we can decide whether they want him here or not?
Yeah, whether you're going to get a lawsuit or not,
That's
because you don't care, because you're not going to pay it.
It's not about that. If they're telling you,
How
they
long have
don't
you been?
want
How
on
long
your
have you been a law
property,
enforcement officer that
plenty.
you're scared?
I'm not scared of anything.
You're
with you.
scared of me, my
I'm
hands in my
letting you film.
pocket.
I am scared because
Why?
people have things in their pockets
Oh
sometimes
my
that are
God,
dangerous.
ridiculous.
And then the most people that don't, they
You-
say, "Sure, check my
You ever-
pocket," and we move on.
In all the years you've ever been a law enforcement
did I
officer, have you ever seen someone commit a crime and while they're filming?
Yes.
Oh my
Absolutely.
God, ridiculous! You're lying.
People have phones; they film everything. You're asking me a question.
But you're lying.
I have
You've never seen people-
film things and what they're doing in crime, and they get charged later or charged during it, and sometimes it's used for evidence. I don't know what to tell.
Oh, yes, I've seen those too. They're
Okay,
called law enforcement
you're
officers body
asking me
cameras.
a
That's what they're called.
question. You're asking me.
You're
a
right.
question.
Law enforcement officers body cameras is the one that films.
She went to go get him. Sir, you have your ID on you?
I didn't commit a crime, so I won't be handing that over today.
Okay, what is your name, sir?
I told the sergeant my first name's Sean.
Can you tell me your last name? Because I gave you my last name. For my
Oh, no. I just don't give out any private information unless I've been suspected of committing a crime.
Nobody said you committed a crime.
I know that.
What I said to you is if they
I know
deem
that
they don't want you on the property any longer, or you're causing a disturbance to the business and what they're doing, you're going to have to go. That's what we said. We never said you were committing a crime. Is this your car, hon? All right, we'll move so you can get your car.
Well, you asked for ID, so I just wanted to make sure if I was committing a crime, because I don't hand over ID unless I'm committing a crime.
So you're gonna get run over by a car.
I'm not scared like you, ma'am.
Oh, okay. All right.
When are we gonna be on YouTube?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Oh, okay. You gotta edit it first, right?
Not this part. Not this part.
No, you don't. You don't have to edit it.
All the parts of me walking around not doing anything, but the parts of you guys acting this way, that's going to be scared of.
Okay. Yeah, let me go.
Yeah, make sure you speak to the boss of. Make sure you speak to the boss of the entire Motor Vehicle Commission. That way, they don't make any errors.
So it looks like they had the DMV, and they're saying it's not public. Insane.
What's the name of your group?
You'll figure all that out. Cop haters, no.
That's what's called?
I train police departments.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Where at?
Police departments come on to my channel at their police department.
Yeah?
I'll send you the video. You got an email? I'll send you the video.
Name someone?
Oh yeah, sure, I can. But I can send you the video of me training police. I could send you the video of me working. I work with the police.
What department?
I just don't work with tyrants and people who are scared. Yeah, and people who are scared and try and bully people.
You like to bully people.
No. Ma'am, you came up to me and told me to take my hand out of my pocket. That's bullying me.
Look at her say that. Meanwhile, she's in a bully stance.
I think you're bullying all of us.
No, you came up to me and told me to take my hand out of my pocket.
That part will be
It takes a certain
No, this whole interaction between you guys, the whole man.
This guy, you can tell it's all bad. Imagine what life is outside the uniform for him. Horrible.
You got out of your car and try to act super aggressive. I don't know if you're overcompensating because I don't know what you're doing. No, they're not. No one's scared. No one's scared of my actions. No one's scared of my actions. You're here to protect and serve the public, correct?
Yeah, I'm serving and protecting them from you.
From me, from a camera.
We're afraid of you.
Ma'am, you're afraid of me? Are you afraid of me, ma'am?
Afraid of you.
You're afraid of me? Oh, wow.
I didn't come here on my own merit.
Yeah.
I came here because we were called here.
You came here.
Scared.
Okay, that's fair enough. You, no one's scared of me.
Okay.
Ma'am, you came here for a call, right? I'm here exercising a constitutionally protected activity. That's your job to uphold that.
But it's not.
That's your job to uphold that. I'm not harassing you. I think your logic is flawed. You came up to me and said, "Get your hand out of your pocket." The video will speak for itself.
Okay.
The video will speak for itself. You came up to me and said, "Get your hand out of your pocket." I didn't say, "Ma'am, take that gun off your holster," did I?
Okay, sir.
For my safety, take that gun off your holster immediately, right? I didn't say that. Because that would be what? Escalating.
Look at her. You already know. You can basically see the tyrant.
And we need to de-escalate the situation, not escalate it.
Gotcha.
Man with his hand in his pocket. I'm scared.
Yes.
Ma'am, take your hand out your pockets, please. Take your hands out your pockets. It's a safety concern for me. See how ridiculous it sounds?
Okay, sir.
Gotcha. The sergeant is speaking with the supervisor of the Motor Vehicle Commission. Hopefully they don't make a big mistake here. Officer, what's so wrong with someone taking pictures and video in public? What's wrong about that? What's scary about it?
Apparently, I guess you went inside the building and you recorded people?
Oh yeah, I've done it before. I've done it before in New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission. Okay. And law enforcement came out and they got educated, and we learned that this is a constitutionally protected activity, and we went about our day. And it wasn't a big deal. There's nothing wrong with taking pictures in public. It's called holding government accountable, exercising a First Amendment right.
Does it be a group?
No,
What's the name of your
no.
group?
I don't have a group. I'm by myself. I'm not part of a group.
No, but you say you're a journalist.
Yeah, I'm independent.
You're going to publish this under what?
Independent.
It's
I
independent?
mean, I'm working for myself. Correct, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
There's various sources where I publish.
This cop, man, you just think about what life is like for him outside of this uniform. Look at him. Listen to the way he speaks. You know it. You know. Nobody likes this guy. Who's gonna like him? For what? Who's gonna like her? For what? Insane, y'all.
Various sources.
The people that decide to get in these positions and act like they do, it's insane. Could you imagine this guy acting like that without a badge and a uniform and a gun? Imagine him not having any of that on him. Oh my goodness, man. It's just all bad. Look at her. She's been bully stance since she got there. She's just been in bully stance. And then she wants to talk about, oh, well, look at her.
I don't think it's a big deal. It's you should respect my rights, right? You guys took oaths, right? When you finished your academy, you put your hand like this, or you put it on the Bible, right? And you took an oath to uphold the United States Constitution from both enemies, foreign and domestic, right? You took an oath. I take that seriously. I didn't take one, but I take it very seriously.
You know what I'm saying? I hate seeing it. It's amazing to me that they choose this position and to work on the street out to deal with most of the criminals that they're ever going to have to deal with are going to be men. And if they're criminal, they're men that are going to likely be stronger than you. Why would you choose that job? Why would you choose to be in this position? I just don't get it for her. Why would you decide to be in this position?
Seriously, we the people deserve to exercise our rights peacefully. I wasn't being disrespectful to anyone here until someone came up to me and started, All
right, Todd, see you, man. I appreciate you, man.
Screaming for me to take my hand out of my pocket and attempt to go in my pocket. But other than that, you did. It's on camera. It's fine. That's why cameras are amazing. I'm not. You're a tyrant. You're not a bully. You're a tyrant, officer. You're a tyrant. I came here to expose you. You've been exposed, Officer Maloney.
Okay.
And my job is complete now. You've been exposed as a tyrant. I should pull on.
And she said he's the bully. Even though you can tell she's the definition of a bully. Somebody who knows or feels like they have authority over another person, and they decide to exercise that they decide to exercise the fact that they're over somebody in some type of way, knowing that the other person can't really do anything to fight them. That's a bully.
All your body camera footages and post them all over and see what we can find.
You go ahead, sir.
Because I have a real bad feeling that you're a tyrant. You've done this before.
Okay,
You've violated people's rights before. I guarantee you. Okay. I'll go to your department right after this and record and request all your body camera footage. I'll review it for we the people.
Okay, sir.
You're supposed to treat the public with respect, courtesy, respect. You're not supposed to treat the public the way you are. Sorry, guys. So the supervisor has come back.
So I went in, I spoke to them. Can you do me a favor? I'm over here talking to my partner.
I understand.
You can't interrupt my conversation.
I don't want to interrupt your conversation.
Step away from me. You want to film over there, film it. But don't get any closer to me. I'm speaking to my partner. It has nothing to do with you right now.
Everything that you're talking about, everything that you're talking about in public is my business.
Closer to me. Thank you.
Everything that you're talking about is my business, sir. So this is public property, like I told you before. If you want to have a private conversation, I suggest you go. I suggest you go in private and have that conversation, sir.
Sean, I don't know about your 10 followers or whatever you have on your line, but you don't have any business in my conversation.
You're a tyrant, sir. And like I said, if you have a conversation you would like to have,
your tens and tens of followers.
My tens and tens of followers.
Go and get her information. I spoke to her. She doesn't have a separate complaint. Okay. So they're the supervisor said if he wants to roam around and do his thing, he can do his thing. Okay. That he hasn't done anything beyond what their spectrum is. So we're done. So get her information. All right, we're done.
Well, they do have a sign that says you can't record, but it's an unconstitutional sign. Very unprofessional, Sergeant. I'll be issuing a formal complaint against you and your officer, and Officer Maloney. I will be, and the people will hold you accountable. I promise you that. The tens and tens of followers and subscribers.
Okay. You're good.
It's a pleasure to serve.
So the sergeant comes back and says, everything you're doing, you're well within your rights. We shouldn't be here right now. It's basically what he's saying. He's telling them he's okay. He's just exercising his rights. That's fine. But the fact that he kept telling you that over and over and over again, but they just wouldn't hear it.
You just got to be less scared. Not everybody wants to hurt you, officer.
My apologies. Are you available?
Way to represent Rahway Police Department. Way to represent. The people will see it, and they're going to hold you accountable. Yeah. My tens, you're not going to be that famous. I only have tens of followers. According to the sergeant. Take care, Sergeant. You'll be hearing from me soon.
Look at him. That's the guy. Imagine him not having on that uniform and think of what type of person you're dealing with. Just look at him. Yeah. It's crazy, man. If these people took off these uniforms, imagine him with just a regular t-shirt and some jeans. And just look at him, man.
We're definitely filing a formal complaint against this sergeant and this officer here. They don't know the difference between public and private property. They don't know about our constitutional rights. It's sad, completely sad. We're going to wait for them to do their walk of shame because they were definitely shameful here today, and then we're going to be getting out of here. I'm glad you got educated today, Sergeant. Hopefully they do something when I file that complaint against you so you could treat the public better. Another walk of shame here. You'd love to see it. I respect and appreciate good law enforcement officers. who honor their oath to uphold the United States Constitution. These tyrants, ignorant tyrants here, bad attitudes, and we will be filing formal complaints against them. That's for sure. Without a doubt. They're getting out of here, so we're going to be getting out of here. All right, guys, so we're just getting out of the Motor Vehicle Commission here in Rahway, New Jersey. So from the start, we were dealing with some extremely ignorant public servants and security guards who did not understand our constitutional rights, tried to enforce an unconstitutional sign and policy. We have a right to record on public property and record the government in the course of their duty, public officials in the course of their duty. What is so hard for the government to understand about that? We, the people, are striving for transparency and accountability within our government. When we wouldn't bow down to the security guards' orders, unconstitutional orders, that's when they called Rahway Police Department. And instead of de-escalating things and being knowledgeable about our rights, Rahway Police Department escalated the situation. Complete opposite of what their job is. They escalated the situation and they attempted to violate our constitutional rights. The all-female officer who arrived on the scene told me to take my hand out of my pocket. It is very windy here. It's very cold today, and I have my hand in my pocket. There's nothing illegal or wrong about that because she was scared. If you're scared with a man who has his hand in his pocket recording, then you need to look for a different line of work, that's for sure. Because you can't be scared of everybody who has their hands in their pocket. And I know where she learned that bad behavior from, too, because the sergeant did the same exact thing. Take your hand out of your pocket or I'm not going to talk to you. I don't want to talk to any law enforcement officer. They came here because of ignorant public servants who didn't know about our rights. But this is why I do what I do, to educate and to expose tyrants like that female officer and the sergeant. The way they treated the public was unacceptable, and I will be filing formal complaints against them for sure. Stay tuned for further updates on that. But everyone got an education here. The Rahway Police Department didn't even understand the difference between public and private property. They thought state property is private property. How ignorant. These are law enforcement officers that we entrust with authority to enforce the law and to protect our rights. And they don't know the simple difference between public and private. They don't know what the First Amendment is. They don't respect the public exercising their rights. The sergeant, you and your tens of followers. I could have told him that we have hundreds of thousands of followers across all platforms, but I'm not going to be petty like him. He'll see that. We the people are strong, and that's what they need to understand. That is exactly what they need to understand. They got educated today, and I hope they're held accountable. We will do the best to hold them accountable. We will file formal complaints. Stay tuned for that. As always, guys, let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below. Stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Long Island Audit. Peace.
All right, y'all. I appreciate everybody for watching this, and if you're able to catch the replay, go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section about how crazy it is right now dealing with the government and realizing like these people have no idea what our rights are. They have no idea what the law is, and they are supposed to be upholding it. Insane. That with that being said, AWB, I'm out.